Konnichiwa, y'all, and welcome to another 10 at 10 video. Guys, spring is right around the corner. We got the spring open house coming up April 11th. That's going to be from 8 to 4. We got 10 at 10s all the way through spring, guys. The 10 at 10s never end. I'm rolling out here today with my homie Corbin. We got an awesome 10 at 10 for you.
Yeah, man. I'm excited. The 10 at 10 is going to be dope. That open house is going to be fun. If you're looking to shoot your very own top 5, come find me, come find Matt, go find Tim. Anybody that's holding a camera, they'll be happy to assist you, and we love to learn your top 5 Japanese maples.
Those are so much fun. I really enjoy getting to hear what other people like. I think it's such a fun video we make. It's one of my favorite videos we make because we really get to hear from the collectors. You get to hear from other collectors. I think it really adds that enthusiastic level to it. I mean, we're already crazy enough here. We get enthusiastic about it, but I love interviewing people. I go back and watch those all the time. Like, let me check out MrMapele's top 5. Let me go check those out again. So I love those. I revisit them frequently. And I know they change, but man, they're a lot of fun to film. So come grab us, do a top 5 with us. Guys, we got a lot of trees today. I think might end up in some top 5s. There's some good plants on the table today. We're gonna start out with OG Sumagaki. Now, this is not the same as the Sumagaki. It's a little bit more upright growing, a little bit more vigorous. This one also originates from Japan. Now, you'll note a lot of trees in Japan will have that OG on there to kind of signify they're from a different region. Now, this one still has that purple border that's classic of the original Sumagaki.
Yeah, I love whenever we can hone in on like a specific characteristic of a leaf and say, okay, I want that in a dwarf form, I want that in an upright, I want that in kind of a spreading kind of habit, because that's just how, you know, customizable these Japanese maples are. I just love that kind of purple border that pushes out during the springtime. Oh man, it is just so beautiful. It contrasts very well with those yellows in the garden, and it contrasts with itself.
Great purple border, this one. I love it. A little bit more vigorous, so not a huge plant, but less spreading. Like, you know, OG Sumagaki wants to be a little bit wider. This one's a little bit more of an upright, so great shape to it. Think of the shape a little bit more akin to a smaller Osakazuki, so not going to be as big as Osakazuki, not quite that vigorous, but still that great tree form. So if you're looking for a little bit more tree form, OG Sumagaki might be the fit for you. Absolutely love this one. That border does emerge, and then it goes to a green midsummer, and then oranges to reds in the fall. Beautiful leaf structure on this one, and a great one to add to your garden.
Yeah, I know Tim's not in this video, Ben, but pairing this with a summer gold is going to be a great fit for that one. So yeah, OG Sumagaki, y'all.
We've heard you. We're going to do that top 10 pairing video. We're going to come up with some pairings. I've told Tim if he's in the video, he can't pair everything with summer gold though. He can only use each tree one time.
Yeah, well, that's already a given that it's going to pair with summer gold. But yeah, this one is going to look great in your garden, and yeah, look really beautiful during the springtime.
All right, guys, next up on the table, we got Acer Palmatum Versicolor. Now, this is an older selection, really nice. In that Aridino Nishiki family for sure. A lot of times in Europe, even with Cor van Geldren's groupings of maples, he'll call all the trees of this style in the Versicolor group. So really cool plant here. You get that pink and white swirling in this one. Another one you can prune for variegation. We have a whole video on how to prune to get your best variegation. It's just lightly taking out the twiggier growth right now is really the trick to that. But lightly cutting these back, you'll get even more exuberant new growth on these in the spring. Awesome color display.
Yeah, I just love that Aridino Nishiki style. It just has this beautiful kind of artistic vibe to it, you know, with the way that the colors just kind of swirl together and mix. Some other great colors that I would pair this with is obviously that yellow. I won't mention, you know, which one I'd pair it with, but any color yellow is going to be great.
You've been editing the Tim videos too long, man. We're going to get a yellow dance out of you soon.
He's starting to infect my brain with that yellow, man. It really does make all those other colors pop in the garden. But if you're looking for something similar to pair it to, I know Hanamatoi is going to give you really nice colors and a nice textural contrast.
This one's definitely for the pink lover in the group. They're a great color. That pink and white swirling is really nice. Typically in that 8 to 10 foot range. If you want to give this one some late day shade, you can hold that pink later into the summer. Typically in heavy shade, it'll be more green and white, but absolutely showstopper in the garden. Grab you a Versicolor today. All right, we've almost got a purple border theme today. We're dropping the Acer Palmatum Phantom Flames. This one has a lot of purple border to a reticulated style.
Yeah, I just love seeing these in the greenhouse. Just really just turning it up with the kind of that beautiful purple, and then on a really nice like white kind of crispy white like background, and it just like contrasts so well, especially against some of those other reticulated varieties. I think this one shines for sure.
Phantom Flame, little play on the Ghost series there. I love this one, guys. The growth rate on this one is going to be more like that original Sumagaki. So think of this one shaped a little bit more like strawberry, Olson's Frosted Strawberry. It wants to be a little wider, a little more multi-stemmed. Big foliage on this, so huge leaf. That purple border stays really prominent. It's a really prominent border to it. Holds late into the season as well. We'll go to more of a white reticulated style late in the season. Just a showstopper. I've had great yellows on this in the fall, but it does want to be more multi-stemmed. Everything we've talked about so far is going to work down to zone 5, so I'll let you know if things are different than 5 through 9. But this one's typically a zone 5 up to zone 9 plant. Give it shade in that 8 and 9 to protect it a little bit, but really easy to grow. Make sure it's got good drainage, and that multi-stemmed approach gives you a lot of color in a not huge plant.
Yeah, I just love, whenever you mentioned, you know, those other reticulated varieties where they're just kind of nice habits that they got going on, I just love that because they get so full, and then whenever they start to get more mature, you really start to see that change in color based on like the shade and the sun kind of that's hitting the leaves on these. And I just love how that kind of affects the tree. One thing I'll mention about reticulated varieties, usually finding a good spot in the garden is paramount to getting that best kind of color. So we recommend kind of putting it in a pot, moving it around the garden, finding where it's happy, and letting it grow from there. Beautiful tree, Phantom Flame.
I love this one, guys. Typically around 6 foot and 10 years, again, multi-stemmed, kind of Ghost series adjacent, kind of like that Ghost Dancer. Not really officially part of the Ghost series, not introduced by Talon Buchholz, but kind of fits in very well with them. All right, Corbin, what we got next?
Guys, we got Acer Palmatum Shu Shidare, a Buchholz introduction.
This one doesn't stink. Even though you're saying Shu, this is one of my favorite lace leaves by Talon Buchholz. He has it planted up next to his original house, so where he lived there next to the nursery, he's got the original one. We have a breakdown on that if you want to go see it. I love this one. Shu Shidare means orange and weeping, and this one has some incredible colors. Now, the leaf reminds me a lot of Spring Delight, but in a more orange fashion, so it pairs really well with that Spring Delight. Absolutely amazing colors, extremely weeping. 4 feet tall, 5 to 6 foot wide, spreads out low and spreading. That early color, give this one some sun in the early spring. You can get some peak oranges on that. Fades a little bit to a green with a purplish border to it. But man, the colors do not stop on Shu Shidare.
Yeah, I just love that kind of multitude of colors. Anytime that like those lace leaves have sort of that thing that just kind of takes it to the next level. You know, I think we talk about Orangiola a lot, how the colors are just always changing. But this is the same, man. You know, whenever you look at this, if you put it in a nice spot where it's going to get that sun shining through, that's when those colors really light up. You start to get those purples mixing with those oranges. You start to see some pinks and some yellows all mixing in there. Beautiful tree with an awesome habit too, man. I just love how like spread out this is and like the footprint in the garden.
You know, Talon doesn't name a lot of lace leaves, but when he do, I find they really hit. Those things are phenomenal. This one could be a favorite in your garden. I really enjoy it. Great oranges to reds in the fall, just really colorful. And again, a great container plant, very sun tolerant. I find this makes the perfect plant for somebody that already has reds and green lace leaves in their garden. They want something unique. This one really hits with a different color palette.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. I was like, the contrast between if you had got that classic Viridis in the garden or a Crimson Queen, this is kind of that beautiful middle point that kind of exists there. Yeah, I mean, doing some awesome pruning will definitely help you get really nice shape on this. Beautiful tree from Talon Buchholz.
All right, y'all, next up, we're bringing out an Italian selection of Acer Palmatum Villa Taranto. Now, this one was found by Cor van Gelderen, a good friend of ours, in the Villa Taranto gardens there in Italy. Really a phenomenal plant. It's a linear lobulum that stays kind of small and dense and gives you a ton of color changes. I love how this one can be pink, bronze, green, all at the same time. There's a lot of colors going on there. It's a very thin strap leaf, so it gives it a really interesting texture. And it wants to grow small and dense in the garden, so typically around 6 foot is a great shape on this one.
Yeah, anytime I hear that word, like linear lobum, I don't know why, but I guess I've just been trained to just think of like Zen mode in the garden, man. Just those beautiful strap leaves kind of blowing in the wind, and just that color, like I was talking about with those lace leaves, as the sun kind of shines through, that's where these things really start to pick up. That color just changes with the depth of the shadows and the sun shining through. And yeah, I just love being up underneath of one of these things, man. Just like, you know, maybe you're lean back, reading your book underneath your beautiful Japanese maple, and just looking up and seeing that wind kind of blow those leaves. So beautiful.
We talk a lot about having a ghost garden. I've got to create me a whole linear lobulum garden. I absolutely love them. I think they're one of the more relaxing styles of Japanese maples. There's something about that in the garden that's just peaceful. It just gives me this calmness. I'm like, I could put on some Hermanos Gutierrez, listen to some guitar, maybe some traditional Japanese music. It just kind of chills me out, makes me, it's a whole vibe into itself. I absolutely love these.
Yeah, straight Zen mode, man. Beautiful trees, and I love the fall color on them too. I mean, all those Linerlobums are no slouches whenever it comes to fall color. Beautiful tree, Acer Palmatum Villa Taranto, man.
All right, we got one everybody's waiting on. You want to tell them? Should I tell them?
Yeah,
everybody's at. What we got, Corbin? What
guys, we got an awesome Acer Palmatum Purple Curl.
Now, these do tend to sell out the day we drop them. They're very popular. This is a Talon Buckholz introduction that only a maple collector can love. So you got to be a maple collector to be into this one. It is weird. It's funky. It brings it. Just tons of color changes. You know, purple curl leaves out more purple, and then you kind of get these separations in the leaf. You know, this one you don't have to prune for that variegation. Just let it do its thing. Not a lot of high nitrogen, and it kind of gets these interesting bronzing coming over it. It gets this weird curling to the leaf. It's one of the more unique Japanese maples I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, it's so cool. This is, you know, one of the first trees I picked up. So, I always talk about being a little spoiled whenever it comes to Japanese maples, but I love purple curl. I think it just gets better as it gets older, man.
It's so funky.
It is just so beautiful, and just those colors of oranges that it can pull, those purples that it pulls, like, it's just so interesting. Like, you don't really see those colors appear on any other maples.
Don't worry if this one leaves out more purple. That's pretty common. It will start to separate and have more colors. Again, low nitrogen is great for that. As they mature in the garden, you get some crazy separation. I mean, you'll get these like almost crustacean looking growths on it where it has bronze all in that purple. The foliage itself could go absolutely crazy. Lots of twists and contortions to it, hence the name Purple Curl. But I really love it midsummer as you start to get some older growth on it and some new growth. You get so many interesting changes to this one. Typically 6 to 8 foot. Really a showstopper for its design. We have one in full sun here in zone 6B and it looks great. I do think in your zone 8, you're gonna wanna protect this from the hot afternoon sun. But man, what a unique maple. One of Talon's craziest inventions here. He said the only thing he ever bred was his children. He didn't breed any plants. I use that joke a lot in my presentations, but man, one of my all-time favorite intros from Talon Buckholz.
Yeah, you are not gonna wanna miss out on this. It is one of the funkiest maples, Purple Curl.
All right, guys, next up, we've got a really good one for you Zone 4 people. This is Acer Pseudosubuldianum Islid. This is a lace leaf Pseudosubuldianum that brings it for cold tolerance, brings it for fall color, brings it for spring interest. Vigorous plant. I absolutely love this one. Amazing color changes.
Yeah, man, I really kind of slept on Pseudosubuldianums, but lately, like maybe a year ago, we got in some really beautiful 10-gallon kind of straight species, and I was just like, during that fall time, man, it looked like somebody just cranked those things up. You know, we talk about Japonicum.
They get all the fall love.
Yeah, dude.
Don't sleep on the Pseudosubuldianums, man. They hit in the fall. This one typically yellows to oranges in the fall, very consistent. Very vigorous plant. I tend to stake it up to about 5 or 6 feet, kind of let it weep down from there. It gets out there. I love how this one grows. Absolutely next level. The Pseudosubuldianum actually gives it a really bubbly appearance to the leaf. You get a lot of roundness going on there for a lace leaf. It's likely a hybrid between a dissectum and Acer Pseudosubuldianum. Amazing color changes. You don't have to be in zone 4 to enjoy this one. I mean, this one looks great in every garden. I've got a big one in my garden, and I kind of let it come over a rock wall a little bit, and it just kind of weeps down over the rock. Absolutely love it. And when that fall color hits, Pseudosubuldianums, man, they don't get enough love. Like you said, the Japonicums get all the fall love. These are so consistent and so beautiful in the fall.
Yeah, man, I remember, unloading the back of this truck during the fall time, and it was like that scene in Raiders of the Lost Ark, man. Instead of my face melting off, though, it was just like, or maybe Pulp Fiction. Whenever you open the briefcase, man,
it's glowing back.
Exactly. And then we pulled them off the trucks. I think everybody kind of stopped to take some pictures of them because just on the back of the truck, it just looked like fire was coming out the back of it. This is an awesome introduction, and I love how those people in the colder climates can grow this one too, man.
Don't sleep on it. Buckholz grown, good-looking plants. Grab you one today. Acer Pseudosubuldianum Islid. All right, guys, don't sleep on this one. This is another fan favorite. This is Acer Platanoides Walderseei. This thing is so colorful. It's like a big leaf ghost series Platanoides. I mean, you get that kind of sand dusting variegation on a reticulated background. I absolutely love it. This one absolutely glows in the garden. A little bit faster growing, so it's going to make more of a full-size tree, more in that 15-foot range in 10 years. The variegation on this one absolutely glows, and that big leaf is such a fun palette for it.
Yeah, I mean, that variegation, it really does shine. I love the plaits because of the shape of the leaf. I think that it just looks so drastically different. It's a little sharper, a little bit larger. And then, yeah, having that thing grow pretty fast is always a plus in the garden, especially if you're trying to, you know, make a little shade garden or something like that. Walderseei is no slouch for that, and that color on the leaf is just next level.
Oh, I love this. This is a fun one to put out next to your Ghost Series garden. The color is huge. I mean, the color is big enough, but the leaf is huge, so it really makes a fun palette. I mean, you get that more platinoidy size leaf with some next level variegation. Older cultivar, we love to bring back some of the older stuff. You don't see this one in trade as much anymore, but it absolutely catches my eye. So we're always trying to produce the most fun things. I think you're gonna love Walderseei in your garden. All right, guys, next up, we've got a heat-tolerant dwarf. It's gonna fit in a lot of Makawa gardens. A lot of you guys are after this one. Very popular tree. We're bringing back Acer palmatum Squirt. Much like Squiddy, it's an Alabama expression. This one comes from Paul Lowe down there in Alabama. We do a lot of his All Good and a lot of his Millstone introductions we throw on there. This one's in that lineage as well. Seedling they found down there. Tight, dense. I think this one's gonna be really popular for bonsai for that tight density and that small leaf. Kind of a perfect bonsai tree. Squirt kind of playing on that smaller stature of this one. Typically 5 foot, even in 10 years, more of a globular shape. Looks great in a lot of Makawa gardens for that reason too. I wouldn't truly say this one fits in the Makawa family, but it's more like those bonsai babies. It's tight, it's dense, it looks great for bonsai, and it looks great in a container or in the ground.
Yeah, that leaf shape kind of reminds me of something like that Teroyama maybe, but it's got an even tighter, denser habit. I mean, it really does have that shingling look, and that fall color kind of sneaks in, you know. It's got that beautiful yellows and reds, but then it'll give you that full fall red color on this maple as it kind of continues on through the season. I just like, I'm looking at this one, I just love seeing the structure of these, honestly. Just imagining this thing in full leaf just gets me excited for springtime, man. And yeah, I know Brian's been eyeing this one for some bonsai action, and I mean, how could you not, man?
These are grafted. They're grafted fairly low. You can always get these in the ground, do air layers or rooted cuttings off these for bonsai material, or you could bonsai one of these. I think it's a perfect plant for bonsai. Very heat tolerant, coming from Alabama, very durable. A little bit of a border on the early spring, but it fades quickly to a light green, and just super nice, dense habit to it. What really drew me to this one's the structure and the density. Really nice, small, upright. I think a lot of cool bonsai are gonna be made with Squirt over the time. And just durability's off the charts too. I really am impressed with it. I think you can put this in a lot of sun up to zone 8 with great results. Pretty much very similar in its durability to Makawa Yatsubusa. So it's gonna be out there, one of those plants you can put in a good hot environment. And really an ideal plant for the container garden. So if you want to bring maples up to your patio, this is a great one to get in a big planter and kind of enjoy it there. Even if you're not into bonsai, you can have that nice, dense, tight habit going on there. Really, even out of leaf, these have a lot of structural interest to them for me.
Yeah, definitely, man. I think this is going to be one that's going to sell out quick, and it's understandable. I mean, the structure, the beautiful colors it gets, and that tight, dense habit. Beautiful, beautiful.
Grab you a Squirt today. All right, we've got some tall whips. These are in our 3 gallons, guys. These are Acer Grisium. A lot of people have been asking for us to get back Acer Grisium, the paperbark maple. Fan favorite for so many reasons. You get that cinnamon flake and bark to it. Beautiful bark as it develops. Great looking plant in the landscape to have. You know, Chinese maple, very rare in its natural environment. So it's actually on the red maple list for being endangered, but we love them here in America. So we plant them a lot around. So there's probably more in gardens here in America than actually are in the wild. Really a cool plant though, great genetics, durable, and man, that bark interest is something else.
Yeah, I mean, I love the bark interest. I think it's so beautiful. And the way that the bark contrasts against that super dark green leaf is something that's just so amazing to me. There's a couple specimens of these I think about whenever I think about Grisium. There's one at the North Carolina Arboretum that has been, you know, you can tell it's an old tree, but they continue to cut it back to about like 3.5 feet. And man, that bark is just so mature, and those beautiful green leaves just kind of just makes such a nice pairing with it.
I love this one. Great red fall color, so understated fall color on this one. It goes to a cherry red typically in the fall. You know, very durable. We have a decent sized one next to a triflorum in my parents' garden. It gets a lot of spring frost, and it's very durable for that. I'm always impressed with the durability of this one. It leafs out fairly early, but it handles a lot of cold and does great. Again, from China, some colder regions there. Really a durable plant. Often used as street trees now. I'm starting to see more and more people use this as street trees. Hard to germinate from seed, but such a unique plant in the landscape. It pairs perfectly with Japanese maples. And yeah, the main thing about this one is that bark interest. Great tree all around, but that bark interest is really what draws everybody to this one. It's got that velvety look to it, and absolutely amazing bark.
Yeah, I know. People love that bark interest whenever it comes like crepe myrtles and that sort of thing. And, you know, those give you that flowering interest, but then this is one that you're not going to have to worry about, you know, dealing with those crazy roots that those crepe myrtles get.
So much cooler of a plant. I mean, it really just brings it. It definitely has crepe myrtle vibes.
Yes.
You get those kind of bark interests on this in a nice sized tree. This can shade out some of your younger maples in time too, as it gets to be more in that 20-foot range. Absolutely peak tree though. I love Acer Gricium. Using it a lot in America, but I think it's still underused.
Definitely. Now, guys, that was 10 of the 20.
Oh, there's another secret 20.
Guys, we're always bringing trees, and sometimes we like to send them on, or not sometimes, all the time, we're sending it to that email to get that other list of 10 trees dropping today.
There's some great surprises today in that rest of that, so you're definitely going to want to check that email. These trees will be dropping at 10 a.m. Eastern on Mr. Maple. I always have somebody ask because they'll say, hey man, these are on the website. They'll all go live at 10 a.m. Eastern, so be ready for that. Some things will sell out. That Squirt, that purple coral, I know a lot of people are on that waiting list for those. So the 10 at 10 is always the first notification for email on that, so be checking the website right at 10 a.m. Guys, we hope to see you here April 11th. I think it's going to be a fun time. We should be completely in leaf on April 11th, which is peak time to come see the nursery. And we're going to be here with a food truck, so come and see us. It's going to be serving breakfast and lunch. And we'll be here that day from 8 to 4 p.m. I think it's going to be absolutely amazing. I think you're going to see a lot of fun stuff and some interesting surprises to be determined.
Guys, we appreciate you watching. If you like this video, make sure to drop a like. If you aren't subscribed, I'm looking at you right now. Go click that button.
We're getting close to 40. We're creeping on 40 this spring. We might already be there by the time this airs, but help us get to share our videos. Help us get to 40,000 subscribers by sharing these videos. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, guys, leave a comment, your favorite tree down below. And remember, take care.
God bless.
And have a great day.